Okay, here we go. This will be turn three of the Reddit Dominions final. Um, we skipped turn two because there was no blind expansion. Um, and a
Shame.
mess. What was that? Oh,
Shame.
I was actually thinking that Ind may do a blind expansion, a little bit more aggressive, but unfortunately they did not. Message
People don't want
from,
to be embarrassed.
yeah, that's true. Agartha here. Oh, I don't use spread even on my research. So that actually caught Agartha off guard. We'll see what happens to them and how that impacts their expansion phase. So here we've got Ulm expanding, leveraging the War Dogs almost as bait, I would say. It's a little bit unorthodox to build them. Uh, have you any experience with the War Dogs?
I think people use them early because I'm not sure exactly. I think they are low in some costs. I don't remember exactly which, but I have seen people use them on the very first turns. Um, I think the big thing is that because they are animals with bite attacks, they get repelled by anything that's like a real person. But I think against indies, it's a lot easier because indies have usually short weapons and bad stats.
Yep. So nothing too big to see there. They are cheap, both on
Yeah.
rec points, relatively cheap on resources. And then we've got Man, typical expand here, a couple Knights of Avalon. Um,
Might slap on kill everything.
yep, Agartha, nothing special here. Let's see In's Bless. Let's see what we got.
Inda's got to have one of the best starting armies with a fully sacred. So is this the
Morale,
same bless as the Eru bless? I actually don't remember exactly what the Eru bless was, but this looks eerily similar.
it is not the same. I believe that was a double aura with Fate Weaving. This is a single aura.
Ah, no cold aura. All right.
Yep, and then Invul 10, so Stag and Skin. Um, a lot of fire, some shock, some poison, so maybe fire shock resistance, and then some additional fire. That's a lot of fire to be stacking. A little bit interesting. And then dark vision. Um,
Well, I think so. Heat aura gives 10 fire resistant and fire
oh yeah,
shock.
that's what it is. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I don't understand why wouldn't you just buy some shock resistant stuff? Does seem kind of odd.
Yep.
It's I don't know. It's interesting. I just feel like I don't know. Any other troop with fire resistance is gonna pick this thing apart, right? It doesn't have any.
No strength.
Yeah, it
No
doesn't do any. It
stats.
doesn't do anything. It's just an indie with heat aura, basically, right?
Yep.
Um, so I don't want to question the great and mighty Goblin, but it is I don't see him. But maybe I mean thugs maybe
Yeah, not a
like
ton of
there's a bunch of
strength.
like it's a bunch of resistances, but you usually put a bunch of resistances on Vanheers because Vanheers will kill or Ulm ghosts, right? Because they will kill everything without a bless. But these guys need a bless to do something. So I look forward to whatever India's got planned because I don't see it.
Yeah. Let's see what Nabaz got here on the Jam
Yep.
Guard.
Yep. Adites, they're generally half giants are quite good against indies. So anything that or Nava fields, they tend to just cut indies apart.
Ooh, this is a decent sized blast. Magic weapons, Reinvig, MR, Regen, Stag and Skin, and Magic Leadership.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know if the meta's just left me behind or something, but regeneration. I mean, they don't have anything with any HP. I mean, it. Look, regeneration is the best plus in the game by far, and these guys have 22 HP, so I'm sure it's fine. But I think they're rocking actually some Titans, right?
Yes.
Something standing.
Yeah, it's an Awake Trinity that we'll see. Um, so it may be just the bless for the Trinity.
Yeah. Well, regen is one of those blesses where
It never
having regen on
hurts.
everything is great.
Yeah.
Never hurts. Always fun.
Let's see what else we got here. Shamba. no sacreds. Um,
Not yet.
yep, and no losses either with that expand. An awake expander. I know you're a big fan of the Croc on Satis.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of the best one, is the thing. Like, the fact that you have a full slotted Titan with nature water pathing and 18 natural protection is just crazy. And it seems that Satis has managed to kit it out with Sword and Shield turn one.
Yep,
Not too bad.
and then
Or turn three, yeah.
some regen and shock
Yeah.
resistance on the Bless.
It's also
They
paid quite a lot to add air to this thing.
Yeah, that's a lot. I believe it's 80 for the extra path or maybe 40, but
Yeah.
still. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
this is gonna be a flying lizard soon. I suspect we will see this thing soaring through the air and crushing armies with foul vapors. That would be my guess.
and then let's take a look. I doubt we'll see anything surprising here, but
Yeah, the
um,
Huskarls are just better than normal troops, so they just tend to kill them.
yep. And then the blessing, pretty standard rainbow.
Yep,
Magic weapon,
looks like
shock, poison. It's might be a little
everything.
bit resist heavy.
Yeah, I would say this is a bit resist heavy. It looks like they just went four across the board.
Yeah,
Um,
swiftness,
yeah, you would maybe
defense
expect to
skill.
see some attack here instead of, you know, instead of like the extra cold resist. But again, I'm not surprised by anything here.
Yeah, strength 4 will be nice.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's a very, it's very classic elf plus.
Yep. Satis doing a double expansion, those Sobeks are gonna be so good with regen.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Agartha got the War Shamblers, one of the better mercenary groups in the game.
I would say by far the best mercenary group in the game. These things are and just they're just
Yeah,
they're basically Agartha Sacreds. If you recall, I think their thing does the same damage as the Agartha Sacreds. So it's definitely not they're not messing around.
yep. And then let's see what we got on Bander.
This man really putting his cavalry in front.
Yes,
All right. I mean, these things are good enough that they can just shred, but I wouldn't do this
you would
because
typically set them apart and attack rear, I believe, right?
either attack rear or just have them flank the the front guys. But thankfully, this looks like just militia or light infantry, so these guys will do fine.
Yeah, with defense skill +3, they've got pretty good survivability. Obviously, their hit points are quite low, so you don't want them taking javelins or
Yeah, a
arrows.
stray. So they have a buckler, which doesn't do much for arrows. So definitely a stray javelin could just kill one of these guys, right? It would not be hard. All it has to do is pass its buckler and hit it in the chest, and maybe roll high. It's just gonna die.
Yep.
So I do not like running these guys in front, but I suspect he won't be punished. And yeah, so you run Bandar Bless very much the same way you run Elf Bless because this thing is very similar to a van. It's got good morale.
Yeah, prior to the nerf on the Trimurti, it was popular to take that as an awake Titan for Bander to support their early game. But
Yeah,
now with the price increase, it's pretty expensive.
I think my favorite build is the elemental one with strength, attack, defense.
Here we
Oh, I
go.
see it. Yeah, Trim of a T. Yeah, there we go.
So this is the one, it's now 350 points, but it is quite the
That's a lot of points.
powerhouse in Dominion's Enhanced.
Lot of points.
And here is that Ind Hellbless, if you will. So Rocking Fate Weave and Heat along with Berserk. This thing is a absolute tank, and it does have nature and earth paths, so quite survivable in the early game in particular.
Yeah, Goblin spent a lot of points to give this thing paths.
Yeah, the fire and earth path, I believe each one may cost 80. We'll actually take a quick peek at the nation scales after this, because, yeah, I can't imagine he's got much in the way of positive scales.
You used Q, by the way, to quit out.
Oh, interesting. Okay, we'll take a quick peek at scales and then flip to turn 4. So, Satis, like you mentioned, tanked Turmoil because of the lack of recruitment point needs on the Sacreds. A little bit of Prod, High Growth, Misfortune, and then tanked Drain because of the strong research of the Marchmaster. Um,
Yeah, these so just really paid a lot for this Titan. So I hope nothing happens to him.
and then we've got
End.
Interesting. Order 3, Sloth 3, and then Death 2,
Yeah,
Misfortune 2, and Drain 3.
yeah, everything's been full dumped except for basically order.
Yep.
And that makes sense. Their troops basically just cost points, I think.
And then Naba, ooh, pretty terrible
Wow.
scales.
What are they? That that is that an event? Isn't it? Does an event go on there? Can you hit I? Does I work with spies? Yeah. Um. Yeah, I think Misfortune tanked there because
Oh yeah, they've already got 18 unrest in there.
yeah, I think that might have been an event because they should not have this bad skill. That is not a like they did not have a that powerful bless.
Well, they do have an Awake Trinity, similar to End.
No, okay, maybe they do that. I don't know. It's not good scales.
Yep.
Ooh.
Bander, a little bit of Prod, a bunch of Order, Magic 3 to take advantage of those Yogis.
Yeah, Rainbow is so good in in Dominions in general because you can get such a nice bless and also keep all your points.
Wow, great scales on Man. Holy
Yep.
cow. Magic
Well, I mean,
3,
man
Luck
has nothing to
3.
bless, right? So
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point, and this means they're probably imprisoned or dormant. Sometimes you see Man taken awake to help with the expansion because they don't need that bless.
yep.
Oh, Vanheim, Magic 3, Luck 3. Slightly worse scales, obviously no growth, but still. Um, Light Rainbow Burlesque allowed them to go pretty heavy on the Magic and Luck there. Ulm, obviously, Tank Drain. Oh, only Luck 1. That'll be interesting. And then only Order 1.
Well, many albums tank order completely.
Yeah, so
Not
they've got to
you don't
have
want
some
to
sort of dormant or awake here.
yeah, I would. Do they have I guess has their prophet shown themselves? You can't tell this man. You have to look.
Yeah.
This looks like a imprisoned god. Let me actually see. Actually, no. Reinvigoration 2. That's isn't that only no, that is
That's Earth
2.
3.
That's four Earth. Yeah, it's 4 Earth and 4 Air, it looks like.
Yeah.
So but the fact that they don't have full scales would tell me that there's either a
Either awake or dormant Titan.
well, there's either something awake, there's something dormant, or there's a hidden bless we're not seeing.
Oh, and Imprisoned Incarnate or something on Man? Or on Ulm? That would be something else.
I mean, yeah, you're right. That wouldn't
Oh,
really make any sense.
Agartha's got some luck, a little bit of magic, and then tanked scales otherwise. And then
I,
Shamba. Wow,
yeah, I
great
think they're
scales
relying
on
on
Shamba.
their. I guess there is going to be no bless in Jam after all.
These may be the best scales of anyone.
They are pretty good, yeah.
Yep. Anything to add before we take a look at turn 4?
Don't think so. Everyone's expanding just fine. I think Statistics expanding slightly better than everyone else. Or no, not yet. Ha.
Yeah, In did well as well. I think they were, and Agartha with the Shipwreckers.
Yes, Schwarger is very powerful.
Here we go, turn 4. Message from Vanheim. Pretty happy the province is, but sad about the Indies. A lot of large Indie populations. They're going to have to wait for their Van Calves to come online. And they're diploing with Ulm so far. Ind continues to use that Trimerti to boost its expansion. Ulm with even more war dogs, and they brought a Master Smith to help. This might be a little bit oversized for an expansion party, but we'll see.
Not sure what the Master Swoop is doing there, but yeah.
I'm guessing it brought more war dogs.
Oh, right. Probably just a ferry. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Agartha, those war shamblers. Yeah, Satis continuing to use the Sobex. And the Slave Warriors actually did good damage in this one.
Oh, I mean, they're crazy DPS, right?
Yep. And then another expansion party from Satis.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah. Shamba.
I would say this is an oversized party for that province, but
Yeah.
maybe they're going to split next turn or something.
Yeah.
But that's very conservative.
Yep. And then Nabaa. Few losses on the archers or the desert warriors here, but nothing too concerning.
Nope, those guys are cheap and replaceable. No, nothing like unexpected.
This is not
Ooh,
good.
that's not good.
Let's see what happens here. Oh, one of those knights just got zapped.
Yeah.
So this guy rarely has an A random, and I'm pretty sure he started the battle with a gem.
He must have. I didn't even think these little shamans had gems. That's crazy. That's such a troll.
Yeah, and we are playing with the improved AI casting mod.
Yeah,
So
in normal game, he would have made a ghost wolf and then gone to sleep.
yep, you would not have seen this. It is something interesting. It does make expansion a little bit more difficult and makes taking thrones also a little bit trickier. But yeah, that was an expensive loss for man. Um,
Yeah, losing your knight to a lightning bolt, not good.
yeah, and it looks like they go on to lose both knights. So this expansion party's effectiveness is significantly hampered.
Yeah, I mean they got the province, but
Yep.
yeah, no, could have definitely had taken another province otherwise.
Oh, here we go. Part of the Trinity out in the field for Nabaa, helping boost that. Um, oh, it took a little bit of E on it, but no E in the Bless? Oh, no, no, they have Reinvig. Okay. So yeah, a little bit expensive here. That's why those scales are so low. Taking
Yeah,
that extra path on a
buying
Trinity.
extra paths on already very expensive trinities. For what reason I cannot fathom. I guess they really wanted. I mean, I guess it makes sense. You can have this like 30 prod Titan early game.
Yeah, if you're gonna take an extra path, E is a good one. If you're looking to.
I mean, Jamadon and I have often discussed that we think that just Titans are categorically better than every other type of god in this game if you're trying really hard, because nothing can stop a fully geared Titan early game, really, unless you're building your Bless explicitly to kill Titans.
Whatever
So,
he scripted, he went to 120 fatigue.
yeah, doesn't matter. He can win this battle while asleep.
It looks like that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. So it probably didn't script anything. Often when you just tell the Titan to do nothing, we'll just cast spells and go to sleep. Yeah.
Few losses here from Ind, slightly lowering the effectiveness of this party. You can probably grab another province with it still, though.
Yep. Pretty normal stuff.
Yeah, Bander
This
looks
guy,
like.
can I see this? Did this guy put his Tiger Riders in back finally? I
Well,
hope he did
there's
versus Heavy Cap.
this is a huge
must.
party. There's 10 of them.
He must have put it in the back.
Yep, a
There
little bit
we go.
better
Much
positioning.
better. Let's see. Did these guys engage first? How does this work?
I think they
Yeah,
might
I think
be.
with the knights, because the knights come up, the knights are going to reach the thing before the hold attack works. This actually, normally I would put them even further back here, because had they all gone, but the
Oh,
fact
yeah,
that they
that was
had knights meant that the engage is actually pretty much perfect.
yeah, that was very well timed.
Yep.
Yeah, because they do have the combat speed boost through the blast.
Yeah, yeah. No, if had there been no knights, they would have run up all alone.
Yep.
Anyway, good fight. Normal stuff.
Yep, and that's turn number 4. So,
Nice.
anything jumping out at you there?
Nope, everyone's expanding well. This is, sometimes I like casting these mixed skill games because I can comment on how everyone is losing their elephants in expansion and just doing awful things, but everyone's playing it by the book.
Yep.
Outside of that one hiccup with the lightning bolt, which didn't even cost them the expansion.
Okay, here we go. Turn 5. A messenger from Vanheim. Indies. A lot of barbs in there in southeast. Ooh, another 2 turns of single expansion. That is rough. They've secured their borders southwest and east. Interesting. That's very aggressive, Diplo. And that means they're going at Ulm.
Um, Vanheim, yeah, I wouldn't rush a Vanheim. I would not rush Ulm as Vanheim. It seems like a bad idea
Yeah, it
because
says they're planning a 2v1 with Shamba.
so Shamba has a much better matchup against Ulm. The problem with Vanheim is Vanheim doesn't do a lot of damage, and they rely on their sacreds, and Ulm has their big axe guys who have a lot of armor and kill sacreds very quickly. Shamba is a much better time against Ulm because they have these like big ice clubs that do like 30 damage, but they're not using their sacreds, so it'll be an interesting war.
Yep.
Ulm has nothing to protect itself though, right? They full scales, right? Do they have any kind of awake?
Not that we've seen.
Yeah.
And then,
Without an awake, it will definitely be tough for them.
yeah, Nabal mentioned some challenges, less resources than expected, so using their Titan before it's geared. So it might be a little bit risky.
Namba can expand with just camels only, so they should be fine.
It looks like Shamba did split that party. You had mentioned before it looked
Oh,
oversized.
good.
Continued expansion leveraging the Titan. In doing the same. A little bit of losses here from Ulm, but nothing too significant. That party can still
The
continue.
dogs are expendable.
Yeah. A few more Sobeks here, doing a lot of work. And then, oh wow, they're up to 7 vans in this party. That's a very large party. Yeah, it looks like every expand has been flawless so far. Or no bounces, if you will. Yeah, and
Another night gone
there's
down.
the other side of Shamba.
Those yak riders are too cool. Gotta love a war shamblers. Take 3 provinces, 0 losses.
Yeah. That makes them worth whatever you pay for them. In doing some scouting here on indies to maybe get positioning and line up their troops appropriately. Looks like
Often it's to figure out exactly how many knights there are. Because often can't tell. There's a king
Satis.
here on a throne. Looks like.
Yep. Another good expand by Agartha. Getting pretty lucky. Almost no casualties on that initial starting army.
Yeah, Gartha units have really nice shields, so they're really good at not dying at least.
Oh, a few losses here on the Tiger Riders. And yeah, to the
Yeah,
archers. This is
I
what we were
really,
saying.
I really like to. Can I see this again? Oh, can we? Why did the light Bandar warrior? The Bandar warrior should have died. Yeah, why are they not in the front? I guess maybe they're guarding the.
Bodyguards
Yeah,
to prevent
I'll
the mages here from taking arrows, I guess, right?
I'll allow it. Well, actually, it draws arrows to them, right? Because I don't know how Archer AI works, but they're the only things with no shields, so they're going to generally draw the arrows. But I just like I don't like expanding with Tiger Riders without someone in front of them, but that's just me.
Yeah. Then Satis doing work. Oh, Agartha using the ancient ones rather than the shard guard. Interesting.
I mean, they're fine.
Yeah, they're good. They're beefy.
They're not shard guards, but they I would say so when you don't need damage, um, like when you're killing indies, it's it's often nicer to have ancient ones because they're a bit tankier and their spear will just kill things because you're kind of paying for the glaive on the shard guards. So I have nothing against using them in expansion. I think I do it myself.
Yeah, and that was turn 5. We'll take a quick look at the score graphs here. As you can see, Satis jumping out to an early lead, leveraging that
Uh,
Awake Expander and
I
some,
told you Jamadan was going to win.
yes, some well-sized or appropriately sized expansion parties. You can see on the map here, they've moved relatively aggressively towards the southwest, but just strong positioning from them.
That is a very aggressive, like, it's almost like, are they trying to kill man immediately? Like, that's a crazy.
Yeah, this province in particular, 131, in general would be considered a province that either Bander or Man would have claim on.
Yeah.
Um, Satis grabbing it is aggressive.
Yeah, I don't try again. Jamadan's not usually someone who makes enemies early, so I don't know.
And then, yeah, nothing too.
No, the research graph is not particularly interesting at this point in
Yeah.
the game.
So I think that will call it for this episode. Any final closing thoughts? We're here on turn 5, expansion just getting underway.
I mean, yeah, everyone's played pretty much standard. This is what I would expect, kind of from a finals game. People are staking their claim. People are figuring out who to attack first. Um, I think a few of the builds I would say have been interesting, but I think they're mostly Titan based. So Trinities are really good. I look forward to see what happens when people start making moves.
Yeah, In's expansion here is interesting. They're doing an encirclement, so grabbing contested provinces and trying to
Yes,
close
that is the
off.
way. That is also the way I like to do it.
Yep. Naba a little more conservative here. They've already grabbed 4 of their cap ring. Um, Ulm grabbing a big farm here is going to be helpful. Oh,
Ulm really does not want any resources.
yeah, that's interesting. They didn't go for the woods.
And those are not strong provinces. I don't know why they're avoiding them.
Yeah. And then yeah, nothing else too remarkable. What do we got? Shamba grabbing a nice farm. That'll be good. They're an expensive nation. Agartha, where are those war shamblers? Yep, doing a similar encirclement here. Unfortunately, they've got a throne there. It'll be interesting where they go with these war shamblers, actually. They may.
I suspect we see the war shamblers. Um, I mean, those two armies are going to take those two provinces, right?
Yeah, but
That
then
that
they've cut themselves off, if you will.
I mean, maybe they release the war shamblers next turn. It
Yeah,
would kind of be odd, but they could do it.
yeah.
They could even send the war shamblers into the throne. If they take it, they take it. If they lose all the war shamblers, then someone else, gets to lose them.
Yep. Okay. Well, we'll be back with turn 6 in the next video.
All right.